Shalom. First and foremost, if I get started, I'm going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rahawadash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corner, pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, the great song that you brought in the bar. I just come with this little quick lesson, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, who gives me the inspiration and motivation to do so before the evil times to come. All right, to give those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right, the protection, all right, which is a covering, also a shield, all right, which connected and evolved around Isaiah 33 and 6. All right, wisdom and knowledge, all right, shall be the what? The stability of thy times, man. The times that we are heading to, what's going to keep us, all right, from giving in to this devil, all right, his plans, all right, is the understanding, all right, of the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is faith boosting to the elect, all right, as we continue to see the Lord's words being made faith and true. Now, I got this debunked, basically, as you can see, this one question, all right, Hebrew Israelite debunk. Now, these are Edomites, and you can tell, once I play the video, they do not have the spirit, all right, but at the same time, they can deceive the simple. So I'm going to play this video, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, while I let the law down, man. Check this.
I've seen those angry street preachers claiming African Americans are the true Israelites, pointing to Deuteronomy 28:68 as their proof. Let's set the record straight. That verse talks about returning to Egypt by ships. After Jerusalem fell in 70 AD, many Jews were literally shipped off to Egypt and sold as slaves. This directly fulfills the prophecy in its historical context. But here's the thing, the verse also says, "But no one will buy you." During the transatlantic slave trade, enslaved Africans were in high demand. They were bought and sold extensively. This fact doesn't line up with the prophecy at all. Plus, Deuteronomy 28 lists numerous curses for disobedience. Cherry-picking one verse while ignoring the rest of Deuteronomy 28 is a surefire way to misinterpret the text. So, while these groups accuse others of being fake Jews, they're really just cosplaying as Jews themselves. Plus, according to the Apostle Paul, under the New Covenant, a true Jew is one who is inwardly a Jew, whose circumcision is by the Spirit. You've probably seen those angry street...
Now, you see? Now, get back to this video. We're just going to break it down through the spirit.
Preachers claiming African Americans are the true Israelites, pointing to Deuteronomy 28:68 as their proof. Let's set the record straight. That verse talks about returning to Egypt by ships. After Jerusalem fell in 70 AD, many Jews were literally shipped off to Egypt and sold as slaves. This directly fulfills the prophecy in its historical context. But here's the thing, the verse also says, "But no one will buy you." During the transatlantic slave trade, enslaved Africans were in high demand. They were bought and sold extensively. This fact...
See, so what is this saying? All right, that's why the scriptures say, all right, study to show thyself approved. All right, see, he's just taking this by as you're going to purchase something from the store. All right, this is spiritual. All right, so when you go in there where it buy, all right, Deuteronomy 28:68, right, Kana, right, it goes to get, acquire, create, buy, possess, right? So when you go down, all right, to the Strong, it said, test to keep cattle, get provoked to jealousy, possess, purchase, recover, redeem. All right, redeem. Now, when you want to go to this word redeem, all right, just get it in a dictionary form. All right, when you go to number 2, it said gain or regain possession of something in exchange for payment. All right, something exchange for payment. Now, you go into that something that exchange for payment, which the Christian love to go to. They just go to their favorite, cut them with their own favorite precept. This is John 3, and 16. It says, "For God so loved the world," speaking about the Heavenly Father Yahweh, "that he gave his only begotten Son, that so whosoever believe in him should not perish, but what have everlasting life. For the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." And that world is who? Israel. Because you go in that word, it means what? Cosmos. Let's go to the word world. I'll show you that I ain't talking about the whole fucking world. Cosmos. See? Cosmos. All right? You get straight into it. In order and arrangement. All right? Declaration. All right? Which is speaking about who? The Israelites. All right? Now go back to it. It says, what? A gain or regain possession of something is changed for a payment. So the Heavenly Father Yahweh, all right, only how to bring us back into his grace, he gave who? His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right? That's why through his blood, we are made whole again. You see that? So that's how you know this nigga don't know what he talking about. All right. So thus will be just reading it. There you shall be. There will you sell yourselves to your enemy as slaves, but no one will buy you. See, that's another translation too. All right. That's not the King James version. All right. But that's how you know that they can deceive certain people. But that's why the Lord, all right, according to Jeremiah 3:15, that he won't give you true pastors, true teachers, leaders, which is prophets, that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right, that you would know the truth. All right, and the truth of what will set you free, meaning what? Your mind. All right, because a lot of people, all right, is searching for the truth, like it says in Romans. All right, it says, Israel have not obtained what they seek it for. All right, because a lot of people is in all these type of religions, you know what I'm saying, believing all types of false gods, because they trying to find what? Rest for their soul. I mean their spirit. All right, but we understand that the truth, all right, is the only resting place according to what? Psalms 91 chapter. As you continue to hide in the shadow of the Almighty, the secret place. All right, so let's keep going with the video.
This fact doesn't line up with the prophecy at all.
Yes, it does.
Plus, Deuteronomy 28 lists numerous curses for disobedience.
Right. So, with that too, Deuteronomy, let's go there real quick. Let's go to Deuteronomy. All right. Show them some. This Deuteronomy 28. See, this is the curses, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 46. Check this out. It said, "They shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. The signs." All right, so when you go into these curses, "as thy eyes shall be evil towards thy brothers," who fit that curses? All right, even this curse right here with undeniable, right here, this is Deuteronomy 28:43. "The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high." The stranger. "And thou shalt come down very low." Who in that position? All right? Who got more than a heart can wish? All right? And who's being preyed on? "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him." Who go to the loan people? All right? 745 cash. You know, you got what's the other John? What they call check cashing. You know, trying to get a loan. Who's in their position? All right, these are signs. All right, to let you know who are the Israelites. All right, it says, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." All right, who's in that position? Romans. Remember, Romans 8 and 16. "The Spirit bear witness with what? With our spirit, that we are the children of the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai." The Spirit. All right, you could tell by the way to position the way in the uh situation Jake is in that he is an Israelite. You know, we suffer them curses. Let's get with the video again. Salaka. Yeah, because you mentioned cherry picking. Let's see.
Plus, Deuteronomy 28 lists numerous curses for disobedience. Cherry picking one verse while ignoring the rest of Deuteronomy 28 is a surefire way to misinterpret.
That ain't, see, cherry picking, when you go into the scriptures, they're cherry picking. And that's exactly how the Lord, all right, uh, direct the prophets to teach. This is Isaiah 28:9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. All right? So that's the true way, all right, to prophesy. All right? Because this is a puzzle that had to be put together. It's not a fucking magazine, all right, or a newspaper article. All right? You had to be given the spirit of discernment, all right, to go to these scriptures, all right, and make it plain upon tables. But you got to go to the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Apocrypha, back to the New Testament, back to Apocrypha, to the Old Testament. All right? Because these are dots that need to be connected. All right? For those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right? Let's continue with this video.
Cherry picking one verse while ignoring the rest of Deuteronomy 28 is a surefire way to misinterpret the text. So while these groups accuse others of being fake Jews, they're really just cosplaying as Jews themselves. Plus, according to the Apostle Paul, under the New Covenant, a true Jew is one who is inwardly a Jew, whose circumcision is by the Spirit.
Off. He off. All right? See, that's how they be wanting. They the Edomites, they want to slide in so bad to the promise because they know. All right, they know. All right, what their forefathers have done, and they got to, be paid back for that. So they want us. They want to slide. All right, to try to become an Israelite. All right, try to escape that judgment. All right, but like Apostle Paul said, it's according to the flesh. It's not the spirit. Even though the spirit bear witness. All right, but you can't be a spiritual Israelite. It's according to the flesh, man. When you go into that be a Jew inwardly, all right, because in that time you had the wicked scribes and Pharisees, the Sadducees, the wicked ones, all right, that was putting on that persona, all right, as being, all right, boasting, we're basically boasting in the law. But they action, all right, was not of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. So that's why he was saying be a Jew inwardly, because to be a Jew inwardly, you had to be what? Clean and thoroughly washed in the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, becoming a new creature. All right? Because understanding what was going to save you, see, back then they were still believing, that the law, through the law you'll be saved. But it's through Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, that you can be saved. All right? That's why when you go into 2 Corinthians 5:17, it says, let me grab that real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 5:17. See, it says, therefore, if any man be in Yahweh Shai or Mashiach, he is a new creature. You see that? Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. All right? So the Apostle Paul was telling them, all right, that if you be in Yahweh Shai. So that's how you be a Jew inwardly. And not just your outer appearance. That's why Yahweh Shai was cutting them off so too about the glass. Like the glass is filthy on the inside, but clean on the outside. So, but Lord willing, y'all brothers, sisters edified. Next time, Shalom, my Papa Barbara, May the Lord continue to bless y'all morning.